What up, gang? Welcome to my channel. You guys, the vaccine will be rolling out in a few weeks. And as a healthcare worker, I have to be real with you guys. I'm a little nervous. Are you nervous? I know I am, because there's so many unknown questions that I have. So this is the reason why I made this video today. As a histotech or other lab professionals or any other healthcare professional who may not be on the front lines, will you or will you not be taking this new vaccine that will be rolling out in a few weeks? If this sounds like something that you guys have just been thinking of, you're not really sure, you're on the fence, and you just don't have all the answers, definitely stay tuned. The main question is, are these vaccinations mandatory for all healthcare professionals? Now, if you are currently working in the healthcare field, I would definitely tell you to maybe check your local intranet as far as like for your company. Some frequently asked questions are very, very important on there. I read mine last night, and I won't get into too much detail about what I read, the questions and the questions that were answered. But what the main question is, will this vaccination be mandatory for everyone? Now, we do understand that mostly people who are on the front lines, who actually have to come in contact with a lot of COVID patients every day, they are probably going to 100% want this vaccination. And if they choose to decline it, my only assumption, which is that they will probably be moved to a different department, or, they may not even be in healthcare for that moment. And these are all things that I am allegedly, assuming. These are just my thoughts, because no one really knows what's going to happen until it actually rolls out. So I would definitely say that, if it's not mandatory, that would definitely make a lot of people feel better, because once again, everyone may not be on board just yet to take this vaccination. Are there any side effects? What will happen if, I decide to take, one dose, but I don't want the second dose? What are my choices? Will I lose my job? Is it mandatory? Will I get sick? Will I get COVID? Does this prevent me from getting COVID? Also, too, it doesn't really protect you. And that's another frequently asked question, like I said before, that you guys may want to just check with your place of employment. We pretty much are thinking, I think maybe 80% of the population is thinking that, man, we're going to get this vaccination, and of course it's going to prevent a lot of deaths. So that is a great thing. But nothing is guaranteed as far as wearing a mask. If you do decide to get the vaccination, if you are a healthcare professional, I think in the future you still will you will still actually have to wear a mask. I'm not a doctor. I'm not, someone who works for the CDC. I'm not someone who makes the vaccination, of course. But I didn't want to go into this process thinking if I get the vaccination, then I just don't have to wear a mask anymore. And what I'm finding out with all these frequently asked questions from healthcare professionals, it does not prevent anything. You still will need to maintain your social distancing, and you still will need to maintain washing your hands thoroughly. That way you can stop the spread of this horrible pandemic. Now, I'm not really sure which one will be rolled out, the Moderna or the Pfizer, but I do know that the Pfizer one, you actually have to get 2 injections, and I think they're around maybe 3 weeks apart. And then I think the Moderna, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, is like maybe 4 weeks apart. So there are 2 doses to this vaccine. Once again, I mean, everyone is super on board for it. There's positive things about it. I just want to make sure that I put that disclaimer. So, big disclaimer. I am not knocking anyone who decides to get this vaccine. I just want to make sure as a healthcare professional, and we are considered on the front lines, that we do actually have a choice, and we don't just be forced into anything. And also, too, for people who are really wanting this vaccination because of underlying health conditions, such as elderly people, such as people who are on the front lines, and a lot of grocery store workers too. I feel like they're considered frontline people too, because they're, in the midst of everything during this whole pandemic. So my thing was just to come on here and make this video just to say, hey, make sure you ask a lot of questions as a healthcare provider, as a healthcare worker, and just know, what are your rights, and just know that if you just don't feel like that you're ready to take it, is it like the flu to where you can decline something and you just sign some type of waiver, and you could just feel better knowing that you have a choice, because it is your body and your choice, your body, of course. And another thing too is, just make sure you continue to stay safe, and don't think just because you are getting this vaccination that it's just going to be the cure of all cure. But one positive note that I can leave on is that it's shown that the vaccination will not prevent you getting sick, no, but it will not get you sick. So that's a great thing to consider. There's always some positives and some negatives. And, once again, I just want everyone to be safe, as from one healthcare worker to you guys out there watching. If you are not in the healthcare field, you have some loved ones who are ready to take this vaccination, I hope and pray that everything works out. And I just wanted you guys to, have some type of sense of relief that you may not have to be mandated to take this vaccination. Before we go, check out those videos that I did at the beginning of this crazy pandemic, which is, are histology jobs in danger? Because a lot of elective surgeries are starting to cease again because of the numbers rising. So how histology jobs will be affected is definitely a great video that I had earlier in my channel. I forgot the name of it. I'll link it somewhere. It's early. I'll link it somewhere right now. And you guys go ahead and check out that video. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. So before you guys leave this video, or after you guys are done watching this video, head over to my earlier videos that I did at the beginning of this crazy pandemic, which is, are histology jobs in danger? And do I still have my histology job? Which you guys can check out right now.